What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my world. It's your girl, Mykah the Maven. And if you are new here, I need you to go ahead and lock in officially and subscribe. If you're returning, what's going on, friend? You know the energy, you know the vibe. Can't resist it, period. Okay, so as you guys may already know, Pop the Balloon has officially come out with a different series. And when I say Pop the Balloon, we all know I mean the official, the OG, the real ones to do it, Miss Arlette. Dropped a new series which is called Blind Love, Blind Date Love. And I'm a little apprehensive. I'm kind of nervous because I love me some Pop the Balloon, but I understand why they want to kind of switch it up and offer some variety and kind of show a different type of a dating show. So I'm about to react to their very first episode right here, right now with y'all. But before we get into that, not only do I need you to subscribe, but I need you to understand that this video was made possible and sponsored by Black Men in Tech. They are hosting their third annual Thrive Conference that is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, this October 10th through the 13th. And you might want to be there. I very much might want to be there. I went to their very first one about 2 years ago. And when I say a time was had, I need you to hear me. A time was had. I'm still connected to a lot of the people that I met during that conference. I learned invaluable lessons during that conference. And not only did I enjoy my time there, but 4 months after the conference, I landed my first job in tech. So, whether you're in the industry already, you're interested in the industry, or you just want to grow your network, you might want to pull up to the Thrive Conference. And I have the link in the description box below for you to learn more about the conference. Make sure y'all check that out. Okay, so we're about to get into Blind Date Love. I'm so nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, but let's get into it. Okay, she's cute. They're starting off strong because she's cute. She's real, real cute. I don't like that she wore a black dress, but I'm gonna give her grace. This is the first episode of this show. But ladies, I always say this almost every episode. If you end up going on one of these shows, stand out, pop out. She's standing out already just from her natural beauty and just not like doing too much. She's, dressed very classy, nails done. We ain't seen the toes yet, but I imagine that she came, ready to go. But just pop out with more than a little black dress. Hey, hey, yeah. Okay, it's cute. Okay, okay,
Hello,
okay.
everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here today with Blind Date Love. Now, before we begin,
I like it already. Arlette, she eats down every time. She eats down every time. And I feel like she's like in the gym or something because Arlette was like, look, all these videos get all these views. I need to be tip top. And it's giving very much tip top. Makeup, everything, hair, every time. Set looks a little crazy, but let's get into it. Eek.
if you'd like to be featured in any of these upcoming episodes, the submission form will be linked in the description box below. Make sure you go ahead and fill that out. Now, this is going to be separate from Pop the Balloon. So if you want to be featured in this specific segment of Blind Date Love, go ahead and click on that submission form below just to go ahead and be considered, and we'd love to have you on. So let's go ahead and get started. As you see here, we do have our wonderful single lady next to me. I'm going to go ahead and have you introduce yourself.
So my name is Sherelle. I'm 22. I'm an architectural drafter. I came on the show today like I'm ready to find love. So I'm really excited.
Okay, just
Okay, architectural drafter. Okay, I love civil engineer. I have such a respect for civil engineers, and it sounds like she works in that space. I don't know if she's actually a civil engineer, but it sounds like she's drafting up something for some architect to go and build it. So I love that. This setup is crazy. So it's giving very much like a piece of the segment of Pop the Balloon because as we all know, on Pop the Balloon, multiple people walk out into a row of people and they chit chat, and this just looks like a smaller version of that, but let's find out more. She's so beautiful, by the way. I done missed everything she said. I don't even know her name because she's stunning. We gotta get a look at these guys over here. I see one pair of dress shoes and tennis shoes. I don't know. We gotta get a close up. 'Cause I don't know.
So the guys can know a little bit more about you. What are some things you like to do for fun?
Yeah, so a lot of like my spare time is usually spent with like my friends or my family, but like personally my own hobbies, like I've recently been getting into DJing. I don't do it in public
Mm,
yet, but and that's something like I like to do for fun and like going to the gym, like that's just like my usual go-to right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
okay.
We do have five single men on the other side of this curtain.
Mhm.
Um, I know they're just waiting to hear more about you and you.
They must not have told them date ready. It looks like only the gentleman in the middle and over here to our left got the memo. Um, I don't know. I think I liked the aspect of Pop the Balloon where you could see everybody. So this blind date part is just it's throwing me a little bit. Also, if y'all want to hear, I've only been on two blind dates in my life, okay? And blind dates are not for the weak. Like, if y'all want a story time about my blind dates, let me know in the comments because I couldn't do this one. I mean, no, I would do it. I would do it. Let me stop. I would do it, but I'm just like my past experience of blind dates has not been the best. Obviously, I'm still single, so they didn't work out that great. But even still, just the whole idea of the concept and everything is just crazy. But I don't know. Here the tracksuit, the fire shirt, the fitted. I don't know. I don't. If I had to guess just off rip without even hearing everyone talk, I feel like her type would really be like the guy in the middle, and then maybe the guys on the ends. Other than that, I don't. I mean, I don't know. Okay, let's get into it. I'm sorry, y'all.
More about
Yeah,
them. And
absolutely.
we do see here you have a set of questions.
I do.
And we're going to go through each round. You're going to ask them a couple of questions, whatever
Mhm.
it is, get to know them. And after each round, I'm going to have you eliminate a guy until we are down to
Mm.
your match.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, I am. So
Guys, are we
excited.
ready? Are we ready over there?
Most definitely.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
They don't sound ready to me, but whatever. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and have you start with your
Yeah.
first question.
So my first question is like, can you state like a fun fact about yourself or just like anything like, to let me get to know you more?
And let's start with your name and age as well. So we'll start with contestant number one.
Hey, I'm contestant number one. My name is Rich. I'm 25 years old. And I would say a fun fact for me would be being involved with kids. I love the community. So that's something that I'm most definitely interested in. Um, just being able to connect with children and to provide resources to people that are less fortunate.
Okay, yeah, that's really sweet.
Contestant number two.
I'm contestant number two. I'm Andre. I'm 30. A fun fact about me is I like to make clothes. I taught myself how to sew. Taught myself how to do a lot of things. I like to be very hands on with stuff.
And now for contestant number three.
Contestant number three, my name is James. Um, what I like to do is mobile bartend. I run my own mobile bartending business. Been doing that for about a year and a half, and I really enjoy it.
Now contestant number four.
Contestant number four, my name is Tavier. I love to make music, love all things music, love to go to concerts, festivals, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And contestant number five.
Hi, I'm contestant number five. My name is Kai. A fun fact about me, I guess, I love cars. I'm also an entrepreneur. I just bought my first water and ice store. Yeah,
What do you buy?
I don't know. Loads of big money.
Okay.
An ice store?
Hey, nice to meet you all.
Yeah,
Very
nice to meet them.
Okay, go ahead and take it off with your next question for
Yeah,
them.
so definitely something I want to know about you guys is have you ever cheated and do you think
Oh,
it's
we
like
get
a deal breaker in a relationship?
we getting into the nitty gritty. Okay. This is a very interesting question also. I, you know, it's very ironic that this question is being asked on the show right now because of things that are happening. But I wonder if everybody gonna keep it real. I wonder because he's scratching his head, he's making a face. Oh boy, in the end is laughing. I wonder if everybody gonna keep it real. But I'm glad that they made these juicy questions and not like, boring questions. Let's hear what everybody's saying.
We jumping right on in.
Okay.
Lesson number one. In my younger years, of course, cheating is something that you do because you learn in a relationship.
He said, of course. That's why we are. Oh my God. He said, of course. Yes, ladies. I'm a firm believer that men weren't meant to be monogamous. And if you do have one that's monogamous, it's because he got all his cheating out before you. So count your blessings and also don't be surprised. That's just all that I just, we done lived in Delulu for too long thinking that men are just gonna be one and done. So I'm glad he kept it real because this man said, of course.
But in the older years, I wouldn't say so. So no. And then a deal breaker, would cheating be a deal breaker? What form of cheating? If you're communicating with someone else, I kind of feel like I'm someone who is a great man, so I don't necessarily kind of wouldn't give in to that in a sense. But it's like if you're so involved with me, there shouldn't be nobody else.
Okay.
Okay, contestant number two.
Contestant number two, no, I never cheated, and it's definitely a deal breaker with me. Like, I don't share.
All right, and contestant number three.
Contestant number three, yes, I have cheated. I don't think it's a deal breaker. I feel like it depends on the relationship, working on it, getting through it together, and just growing. And if you guys got to go your separate ways or move forward with it together, then that's what you got to do.
Okay,
Okay.
contestant number four.
Contestant number four. Honestly speaking, I don't understand the reason to cheat because for me, I get in relationships because I, you know, aspire that relationship. I want that relationship. So, personally, I haven't done that, but and I do think it's a deal breaker because if you've cheated once, you're probably gonna do it again. So,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and contestant number five.
Contestant number five. Personally, I've never cheated. I do think it's a deal breaker because I feel like it's a choice. If you chose to make that decision, and, step out on me, you willingly and consciously made that decision. So you weren't thinking about me or how I would feel. So personally, it's a deal breaker for me because
Honestly, I feel like it's a deal breaker for all men, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker for women. And that is just a double standard that women struggle to accept, but they've just kind of proven it here because they would all leave if their significant other was cheating, which I fully understand, but I know a lot of women that have not. So it's just interesting hearing it from the other perspective, but cool.
if it were me, I would just leave
Of
personally.
course you would.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Let's go ahead and throw in one more question in this round and then
Yeah.
go ahead and
So, my last
Eliminate.
question for this round is how open are you to therapy and issues related to mental health in men?
okay, let's switch it up. Let's start with
Mm-hmm.
contestant number five first.
Look,
Ooh,
come on, questions. I don't know who wrote these questions. I don't know if she wrote them, if Arlette wrote them, if BM wrote them, whoever wrote them. We're thankful. We're glad that you wrote these. Also, I think that they added this element of this type of series because with Pop the Balloon, a lot of people were getting popped based on superficial things like outfits and initial attraction and this and that. And so I really, now that I'm thinking about it more, I like this aspect and I like this style of show. I hope that it does well and I hope people take it seriously because it's kind of like the Love is Blind, Love is Blind type show. And I like that show because you really need to connect on that level of just, I don't know how quickly you can do that here with 40 minutes, right? But, Love is Blind, they got days to talk to people, days and hours and all that stuff. So it's a little bit different for that show, but I get the concept. I like the difference and I'm excited to see how it plays out. It's just the first episode, so we'll see.
ooh. Contestant number five. Sorry. My parents work in the behavioral health field, so I mean, I'm always open to. I'm kind of hip to it. I'm not against therapy. I just hope it's for the right reasons. It's not trying to prove a point or try and get over on somebody of like, pointing out their downfalls or where they lack. But I'm definitely, down for it.
Okay. Contestant number four.
I'm contestant number four. I think therapy is very important for everybody. And personally speaking, I've dealt with some issues that, I needed therapy myself with, but didn't really go seek that. So feel like that's very important for everybody to do, to experience. So yeah.
Okay. Number three.
Contestant number three, I think mental health is really important, but I'm not the type to really go to therapy right now. I'm open to it, but I rather just communicate and see where it is with it.
Mm, that's somewhat of a red flag. I don't know. I guess my thing with therapy is I feel like some people are against it because they don't truly understand the value of it and have never really experienced it. And it's like for you to say you're, I don't know. I don't know. I think therapy is such a helpful, oh, it's so helpful. It's such a helpful tool that I hate that some people will never experience it because they have preconceived notions or whatever about therapy. Like, you can't just talk to people you know. A lot of the people you know going through shit, they probably need therapy. So to be talking with them, it's like you could really be hurting yourself more versus talking to someone that is trained in this, someone that's unbiased, someone that is going to be honest with you and not like put their emotions into it. It's imperative. It's so important.
Contestant two, I would say I'm open to it. I've actually been to therapy when I was in the military, so yeah, it's definitely helped me out. So I wouldn't mind going. Like if I had a problem, wouldn't mind going to seek therapy.
Okay. And number one.
Contestant number one, I say I'm most definitely open to therapy. I've been in therapy. Um, I, I do social work as well, and so I'm helping people out all the time. And so even healing journals, Black Man healing journals, if those individuals who never had one get one. So I'm all in support of mental health.
Oh.
Right. I know you heard a lot.
I did hear a lot.
So unfortunately, it is time where we do have to eliminate someone from, our lineup of men.
Yeah.
From the five different guys we've heard, whose answers weren't you really resonating with?
I think for me, the person I wasn't resonating with the most was contestant number three.
Okay.
Mm.
Reasons is the cheating and
Mm.
I don't think that's something in a relationship that you can necessarily like jump back. I'm sorry.
Like backpedal from, like recover
I
from,
just
I guess.
don't think like that's something you can necessarily work through.
Mm.
So yeah, that's my reasoning. And
Okay, so we're eliminating contestant number three.
contestant number three
Okay,
is
contestant number three, let's have you come on out. You want to go right on over there? All right. So if you want to remind us of your name again?
James.
James. Okay. So James, she ended up eliminating you because of, the cheating thing and all of that. If you want to kind of elaborate on what you stated a little bit more, or do you understand where she's coming from?
I understand where she's coming from. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a deal breaker for a lot of people. Like I said, it depends on the relationship. Yeah.
Well, we do thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
your time.
nice to meet you as well.
Okay, that was our first
That was
elimination.
our first elimination.
Let's go ahead and move on to round two. Hit them with their first
Yeah.
question.
So my first question for the second round for you guys is, do you prefer a partner that's more similar to you or different?
Okay, let's start with contestant number one.
Mm.
Contestant number one, I would say it kind of depends. I feel like differences can make each other better, but also those similarities are important as well because I want to do things with you. I want to go places with you, but we do have differences. Then I would be comfortable with learning what you like, and then you learning what I like, and then we do it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, contestant number two.
Contestant number two, I would say it kind of, yeah, it just depends on the relationship. Obviously, we would have to have some things that are different so that I would be able to get to know you and you would be able to get to know me. But on the other hand, we would definitely share some of the same things as well because, I mean, if we're going to be working on something or a relationship, we are obviously going to have some of the same interests, but it's kind of going to go both ways.
All right, and contestant number four.
I'm contestant number four. I'll just say, pretty similar to these guys. It does really depend. For me, I find like the more you're similar with somebody, the more you can connect with them. So for me, I like to make music and do all things music related. So I like to go to concerts, festivals, do fun things. You know what I mean? And if you're not into that, it might just, it might hinder, our relationship just slightly. But I'm open to anything, to be honest with you. So.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
number five.
Contest number five. Um, I'm kind of agree with everybody else. I do like the mix of the two, but I do like having differences. I feel like me personally, I like to hear like a different side of a story or a different view. Especially me, I'm very used to kind of hearing people being the same, similar, same idea. So I like hearing that, that other perspective on it, personally. But yeah.
All right, good responses.
Yeah.
Let's hit them with another question.
Okay, so my second question.
This is tough because trying to remember everyone's answers and who, like, without seeing them, I don't know. And the answer to the last question, I would honestly say both. I don't want somebody that's exactly like me. But I think men and women are so different anyway. You're not really gonna find someone that's like exactly like you. I want us to have similar interests, but we're so different that you're already gonna get like a different person. So, but a good question, I guess.
For you guys is what sets you apart from other men in today's dating culture?
Oh yeah, somebody else wrote these
Let's
questions.
switch it up. Let's start in the middle of the lineup. Let's start with number two.
Oh.
All right, contestant number two. I would say what makes me
Yeah, what sets you apart with this bedazzled tracksuit?
different is I'm pretty hands on, and you don't have to tell me stuff. Like I pay attention. I pay attention to detail. And then like my background and just things that I've been through. As far as like growing up around women, I was brought up around women, so like I just kind of I have more of a caring side. I'm not just like out here just with no feelings or
It's something about the energy that's low for me. Like obviously you don't want to be like, yeah, but it's something like very, yeah, and I grew up around with like perk up, sit up, chest up.
like I actually think about my actions and stuff, and I'm the type like I don't do stuff that I don't want done to me because like I take things to the heart. So once I'm not feeling a certain way about you anymore, like it ain't no coming back from that. So I kind of try to keep that in mind as far as like how I'm moving to. So I wouldn't want to do anything that would make I wouldn't want you to do to me, pretty much.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, and let's hear from number five.
What sets me aside, I feel like I'm my own person. So as far as like making decisions or just really, I feel like I've gotten as far as I've gotten.
Wait, so they keep their, oh, okay, I guess they keep their same number. I'm like, isn't he number four? Look, okay, the show, okay. Ah.
And based off my own experience and my own decisions I make, I'm not easily influenced. And if it's something I want to do, I'm going to do it. Obviously, consideration to like who I'm with, but uh, I'm not like a follower, and I make my own way, my own motion. So if I mess up, that's on me. I don't have to like drag anybody down with me. Like I don't know, open my own two businesses by myself. I bought my dream car at 24. I just feel like I've just been moving at my own pace, doing my own thing. So I'm not really into like the other limelight or anything like that.
Okay, and number four.
Contestant number four. Ultimately, what makes me different is that I'm looking for marriage. To be real, somebody I can build with, grow with, have kids with. Spend the rest of my life with. So this is not just like a dating show for me. It's like, I want to get to know you. I want to know what you like, what you don't like, and hopefully, the connection builds and builds and builds, so we, can further that relationship and ultimately just grow together in harmony on one accord. So
In harmony on one accord. He's so cute. Um, that's a good answer, and that does make him very different because with this hookup culture and with this dating age that we're in, where everyone always thinks the grass is greener somewhere else, I value that answer. I hope he's serious too, because you can say that all day long and still just be running through people, but that does set him apart for sure, being marriage minded.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And contestant number one.
Contestant number one. I would say for me, just attention to detail. I think what makes me different is just I enjoy paying attention to detail, being deliberate in what I do. And so, with that being said, like everything that we're going to set out to do, we're going to be the best to do it. So, whatever dreams you have, we're going to conquer those. Whatever dreams I have, we're going to conquer those. And just like contestant four said, you date to marry. So, that's the intention. And so, with the intentionality and us coming together, what's stopping us?
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right, let's throw one more question into this round.
Okay, so uh, another question I want to know from you guys is what do you think is your biggest red flaw or flag?
Okay, let's start with contestant number one.
Contestant number
I will say this episode has a lot of talking. I liked Pop the Balloon because there was more like, I guess, that drama aspect. So maybe I'm missing that. But yeah, this is a lot more interviewee for me. I just wanted to say that.
one, my biggest red flag, it would be my heart. My heart put me in bad spots of just
Just like Kevin, the Godfather said, y'all cannot be saying y'all flaws and red flags are like positive things. So you're basically saying like, oh, my heart is too big or I love too hard. That's not a red flag. That's like a green flag that you're disguising as a red flag. Like a red flag is I have anger issues. I get mad quick. I can't communicate my emotions. I'm financially unstable. Like those are red flags. Not I have a big heart. I can't wait to hear what everyone else says.
kind of people who do me wrong to be able to continue on and love them. And I think sometimes they can get you taken advantage of.
Okay, next.
Contestant number two.
Contestant number two, I would say the same thing. Kind of like just my heart for real. Like I be just too caring and like I look past a lot of stuff.
Really? Really? That's all y'all, that's both y'all red flags is you're too caring, you're too loving, you're too romantic, you're too thoughtful, you're too empathetic? I doubt it. I'm sorry. I hate to come off like that, but I just feel like no. It can't be. It can't be. Give me a real flaw, a real red flag. What?
Stuff. I give way too many second chances, and you know, like I like to be for my people. So if I mess with you, I'm gonna give you 1,000 chances before I really just be like, all right, I'm done.
So you don't have any boundaries? That's the red flag.
So that's kind of like my biggest flaw right there.
Okay, number four.
I'm not trying to steal their answers or anything, but honestly, it is my heart because I feel like I'm a very nice person sometimes, and then that kind of comes off and rubs off in the wrong way with certain people. So I just try to avoid doing.
Don't get me wrong. I get it. Nice guys do experience things, but this is not a red flag. And it's really a cop out that all three of them are saying the same thing. If the fourth guy says the same thing, I'm gonna be upset because that's not no. And honestly, I feel like if you can't name a real flaw about yourself, that's the flaw. Like you're not self-aware enough to understand some of where you lack, some of your drawbacks, and to just say that, oh, I'm just too forgiving. Y'all all just said you was gonna cut old girl if she cheat, but all of a sudden you give 1,000 chances. Make it make sense, and you're too loving, and your heart's too big. No, everybody gets an F for this question.
That, you know what I mean? Because whoever I'm dating or pursuing to marry, that's who I want to be with. So I don't want anything else to come in between that. So yeah, I'll just say it's my heart, my caring nature. It's how my family is. It's how I grew up. So can't help it, but I'm working on it.
Okay, and
Okay.
our last guy, contestant number five.
Contestant number five, I feel like for me, it's probably gonna be like my personality. I'm a people's person, so I do network, and it's easy for me to talk to people and kind of like get my way, I mean myself into a room. I feel like that especially for who, if I'm gonna be with somebody, I feel like they have to be able to understand that and know that like I'm not like a quiet person, so I am gonna be out networking, and I feel like that.
So now being an extrovert is a flaw, a red flag. That scares me that y'all couldn't answer this question. That scares me. For example, one of my flaws, one of my red flags, I'm a little impatient. I kind of want things when I want them. Of course, I've worked on this over the years, so my patience has grown. But I recognized years ago that being impatient is a flaw. That's a problem. I'm impatient. Years ago, I worked on this, but my communication when I'm upset, I used to always close down. I used to not be able to articulate why I was really upset. And then I also wasn't really able to listen to the other person. And so it just made for bad communication. These are things that I learned about myself. I was self aware enough to acknowledge them in therapy, and I got the tools to fix them and work on them. And so now I'm more patient. I'm a better communicator, but I recognize that those once have been flaws for me. And those are real flaws: being impatient, quick to anger, not a good listener. Freaking, like, come on. The fact that you're not able to say a true, real flaw about yourself speaks volumes. I hope people understand that. This is a great question to ask somebody when you're dating them because you can really learn a lot. You can really learn a lot. And I know they're on this show and I know they want to, keep their image together, and I get that. But I really hope that y'all, I don't know. This rubbed me really the wrong way. And I think it's because I watch a lot of Kendra G show, her single show, and her last question on there is, what are three of your flaws? And there's so many women that cannot name a flaw, or they name things like this. Oh, I'm too nice, I'm too forgiving, um, whatever. And those are not flaws. And it's scary because it means you're not self-aware enough to understand that you have skin in the game, like you have faults.
They just have to be strong enough and have enough security to be able to withstand that and know that I do talk. I'm not like a very quiet person. It's gotten me into rooms I wouldn't have gotten if I was quiet. So
Next question.
like it's just need to be respected. Like if I'm moving a certain way and I'm trying to do certain things, I expect you to understand that and allow me to do what I need to do to make sure we're good.
Mm,
Okay.
next
All right,
question.
guys, that was round two.
It's round two.
So it's time to eliminate someone. Who
Ah.
are you leaning towards eliminate?
And honestly, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let it go after this, but that just shows that question caught them off guard. That's what that tells me, is that you haven't thought about that. Most of y'all haven't. I think only a few of them had said they've been in therapy, and those are some of the things you obviously like tap into when you're in therapy. So you haven't been in therapy, you haven't thought about that, and that question caught you off guard. That's what those answers gave me.
I am.
Sorry, last thing. One more flaw that I had was my time management. I poorly managed my time, which affected my day to day, which affected my productivity, which affected just kind of like my mood, my self esteem, my ability to live a life that I love. And so working on my time management has completely changed everything. But those are flaws. You can't manage your time, you can't manage your finances. Those are flaws. Like, and it's okay to have flaws. That's what I think it is. Like, people be embarrassed. No, you can't be embarrassed. It's embarrassing to not be able to recognize your flaws. Whew, that's a hill I'm willing to die on. Especially after going to therapy. Like, you can't tell me some flaws, maybe that is the flaw. Next question.
I'm leaning towards contestant number one. Um,
Mm.
I'm just kind of not feeling that initial draw to him.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my reasoning today.
All right. Well, I'm going to have you stand on over there and let's go ahead and bring out contestant number one. Oh, hello, hello. You can
She like,
remind us
damn,
of your name again?
Rich.
Rich. Okay,
Rich.
Rich. So
cute.
she ended up eliminating you. I think she said she wasn't really feeling your responses. How do you feel now that you've seen her? How do you feel now that you've seen him? Like, let's go into your head.
I mean, very beautiful. I mean, you got to be yourself and be honest. So that's how I move.
Absolutely.
Was there anything specific he said that you were like, oh no?
No, I think I was just kind of leaning more towards other responses versus his. So obviously, I don't want to waste your time if I'm not getting that initial like impression or spark. So that's my reasoning today.
She's so freaking pretty. Like, okay, bitch, calm down.
Right, well, thank you so much
All
for
right,
coming
thank
on,
you.
Rich.
Appreciate you.
Let's go ahead and move on up. All right, so we are now left with contestant number two, four, and
And
five.
five, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, we're down to our three remaining guys.
Trying to remember all these, my memory is that might be another flaw I have. My memory is not good enough for this. Remembering everyone's answers and like remembering their number, unless she's keeping notes. I don't know if she's keeping notes. Another thing I wanted to say is the cool thing about this episode or this trend or not trend, this show is that they get to sit down. I love that for her. I love that for them. They get to sit down.
Let's go.
So
Round three.
my first question for you guys will be like, what is your favorite pastime?
Okay, let's start with contestant number two.
My favorite pastime would be working on my businesses. So I own a clothing line, so I like to make clothes. I make a lot of clothes from scratch. I like to think of a lot of new designs for upcoming seasons and stuff I want to try.
That's work. That's work. I get it. Guys are hustlers, so maybe if you're doing what you love, maybe that is your favorite thing to do, but your pastime means what do you do in your free time, your spare time, when you're not working, when you're not screen printing clothes. What are you doing? Are you reading? Are you hiking? Are you cooking? Are you at the gym? Are you traveling? Come on, guys. Tap in. All this self-promotion, that's probably an outfit of his that he got on.
Drop. I also breed French bulldogs, so I be with my dogs a lot.
Right, that's
But I do trucking as well, so I own a trucking company, so I like to take a drive. I'll take a drive at night and pretty much just get out, see the scenery, relax.
I don't know why, but for some reason, I am so unattracted to truck drivers. Listen, I get it's a job, it's a means to an end, very lucrative, but there's this stigma and there's this stereotype with truck drivers that I just can't get past. So it's interesting. You got a lot going on.
Just enjoy my time, peaceful time. I kind of like to, just be in my own little area, just, doing my own thing, not too much going out or anything. I like to, find activities or something or, really just work on myself for real. If I'm gonna pass time, I at least want to work on myself and go ahead further, continue chasing my goals and get into where I want to go.
Okay, thank you.
Long
Let's
ass
hear from
answer.
contestant number four.
Talk for about 3 minutes.
I would say my favorite pastime is traveling.
Right.
I really, really, really love to travel. Because there's so much beauty in traveling.
She
Get to
like
meet new
that.
people, network, try new cuisines and all that different kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and I like to do a lot
Yeah, that sound like a pastime. Mm-hmm.
of adrenaline rushing things while I'm traveling, or while I'm at home too. But yeah, I would just say overall, I really, really love to travel and go see new things, different things, because the world is so big
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many people in the world. So it's like, why not experience it, and learn it for yourself? And it also opens your mind to new things, new people, how they act versus how you act, because a lot of us can be very, very limited to our current situations or environments. And that's one thing I dislike, is to just have a one-sided mind. I like to be open to all people, understand all people. So traveling helps me open up and learn new things, see new things, taste new things, do new things, all the above.
Okay, thank
Mm,
you.
yeah.
And let's hear from contestant number five.
Contestant number five. I do love the gym. I feel like that's like the greatest outlet in the world. I feel like we deal with all types of problems every day in our lives. I just feel like we all need to have a good
What are
positive
you laughing
outlet.
at?
Besides that, I'm gonna go back to my car. I love my car. I bought a Hellcat. I love it. It's the best thing in the world. I do like what contestant number four said, traveling. Traveling is great. It's nice to see the world, especially for how big it is. Especially when you live like in a local area and you haven't really been out, you don't understand how big the world is. Like when I went to Paris, opened my mind. I'm like, yo, this is real. Like this world is a real thing. So Definitely the gym, my car, and traveling for sure. Pastime.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely felt them on the traveling part as well.
Mm,
Me myself, I've been to 26 countries. So I completely understand. I think it definitely opens your mind to
yeah,
new worlds and just gets yourself out of that bubble of, living here in the
exactly.
US. So yeah, it was really great to hear.
Nice.
My next question for you guys though is if you could take me anywhere on a first date, where would you choose and why?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 4.
Um, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like doing things that build core memories for us. So, um,
Yes.
I know how to cook, so I'd like to cook for you. Take you
Mm,
home. We can go to the movies, do.
mm-mm. First date. God, you guys. Y'all make it so difficult because it's like to say like no to that, it sounds ungrateful. But first date, I don't know. It's just me. It just can't be at your place. It gives very much you trying to you. Uh, I don't know. He got me with the core memories. He lost me with the cook for me. Cook for me, yes. Date two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. First date, we got to be outside. We got to be outside. You cooking for me is too close to your bed.
Whatever activity we both enjoy doing together, I definitely want to do that. But apart from that, if that's not something that's in the picture, I would say, a fancy dinner because we gotta pop out because we that couple. But other than that,
I don't like how he said that.
picnic in the park is cool too.
Yeah. Yes.
I can cook some food. We can go to the park, enjoy
Okay.
that,
I like
watch the
that.
sunset,
Cool.
nature, all that good stuff. So I'll just say anything that's really building core memories. Whoever I'm getting to know, I want to know what you like. So by the time we're doing these dates and things like that, I will already have like a mental picture of what's gonna make you smile, what's gonna make you laugh, and all that stuff. So
Hmm?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go ahead and hear from contestant number 5.
It was a little rocky in the beginning.
Contestant number 5, for a first date, I like to have fun, and especially if I don't know you, you don't know me. We need to meet on a neutral ground. So I would probably find like a little cool speakeasy, trying to show you a little something different, a little hole in the wall type of vibe.
First of all, his hat is hard. Let's get into that. I didn't see that this whole episode. Speakeasy, I didn't think he was gonna say that. He said something fun. I'm thinking he about to say rock climbing or freaking go-karts, arcade, like something. I thought he was gonna say something different. But speakeasy, cool, cute.
Um, yeah, I like them speakeasies. There's a few of them out here, so definitely pop.
Guys are so, I don't know. It's so hit or miss because there's so many things and places that have been created for like a really fun date night, and guys just be seeming so oblivious to them all. Like, we were gonna have to eat regardless. Why are we not going to like, there's like this new tech mini golf place, the Puttery, there's candle making, there's paint and sip, there's escape rooms, there's, I mean, there's so much. If you literally just go on TikTok or Instagram and you put in date ideas or date night, it will just flow. You can even put in your city. It will literally find the place for you. But men, you know, they're simple creatures, baby. We got to just take what we can get. And if we can just, if we're just getting a home cooked meal, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what they can do. Sometimes they just need a little guidance, like a little, like, hey, babe, this would be nice. Hey, babe, this would be cute. Once they get to know us, I guess that's where that comes.
I'll be there.
Cause me, I got date night ideas for days. And date nights that he's gonna like for days. I don't know. I guess women just are better at that type of stuff. But anyway,
A restaurant, something. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I'd probably go the speakeasy route and get a little snack.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
And contestant number 1. I'm sorry, contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, it would kind of just depend. Once we started texting and I kind of felt the vibe, kind of see what which way I would more lean towards. But I would say something like outdoors, like something cool, like cool vibe, something not too, nothing like no club or nothing, or just something that we could both at least have a conversation at, and like enjoy the vibe, and see some scenery or something. Might go somewhere. It might be a little something fun at the end of the night, like like some arcade type vibe, or something, some type of activity or something that we could just chill out, hang out, nothing too much high pressure or nothing, something relaxed, so we could actually get to know each other, and it's not so much pressure and so tense. Just come and have fun, and just really fill each other out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a roundabout answer. He lost me. I thought, although I will say, I'm very much a fan of a low key first date. So let me backtrack everything I just said. All the ideas I was just giving was more like third, fourth, fifth date, like you already know the person. But for first dates, I've gone to get coffee. I've gone on walks. Um, I think first dates should be very low key, almost more low key than a dinner, just because, dinners are very formal almost. So I should have kept that in mind before when I was giving them a hard time about not being able to plan a big old date. But that's why I feel like cooking dinner at your house for a first date. I mean, I don't know. I guess it would be nice. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Okay,
No.
we have one more question for this round.
So my final question for this round is why do you think most relationships fail today?
Oh,
Okay, let's start with contestant number two.
look, he scratched his head like, damn, they asking questions today. That's what I'm saying. They were not prepared for these real ass questions. They were just not prepared for them. They need to start picking the questions that people ask on Pop the Balloon too, because I know the production wrote these questions, and they need to start doing the questions for Pop the Balloon because I want to hear stuff like this on Pop the Balloon. Oh, I'm so scared to hear what they say. I'm so scared because I don't think they are going to take accountability for like the men's side. I think they're gonna place a lot of the blame on women, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be so wrong. Let's find out. Ooh, let's find out.
I would say social media for sure. Social media is like it has everyone thinking
Okay, let me
it's just so much out there that it's not. And then like a lot
very
of
true.
people are really just into the hype right now. Everyone is just so focused on not missing out on something, and they think that they're gonna miss out on something. So it like kind of tends to make people do things that you weren't even normally do or even really want to do, but you just don't want to miss out, and you want to be a part of the vibe or the whatever scene is going on. So I would definitely say like social
Ooh,
media is a
shit.
part.
Sorry.
Like just like not being present versus being just in a whole nother world instead of being where you are.
And contestant number five.
Contestant number five, I'm definitely gonna agree on the social media part.
Oh God,
I
I
also
hate that
think
man's.
music has a part to play into this. I feel like nobody really thinks for themselves nowadays, and it's like somebody's favorite artist says something, they're gonna automatically believe it and go through it. And I just feel like it's just not like, for example, if you go out, you're gonna see the same people going out. But if you look at it on social media, it looks lit. But if you see them at the club, they're just standing around like just doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it looks cool, but if you're really there, if you really know what's going on, you're gonna be like, yo, it's not really what's going on. So I definitely agree. Social media and music is just jading everybody's minds, and it's not how the real world works. It's just not. So social media and music is what I'm gonna say. Nobody really thinks for themselves anymore.
And contestant number four.
I'll keep it short, but basically, I'll say lack of communication. It's very, very big to communicate when you're in a relationship, because when you think about it, you're gonna get married to this person, hopefully, and if that happens, things aren't always gonna be so bright. So the best way to solve those issues, those problems, is to communicate. And I found like a lot of my friends, a lot of people I'm around, have problems with the relationships just because they're going to other people to talk about this and that their significant other did. And it's like if you would have just went to your significant other the first time, you probably wouldn't have had that issue, that problem, whatever the case may be. You could have solved it in the blink of an eye. But because you decided to go to social media, like my boy said, or go to you listen to the music and let that influence you, or whatever the case may be. It's like it's not gonna work even if you don't do those things and you don't have communication. You got to have communication overall.
All right.
Valid, valid. I do think social media and music are influencing the dating scene. I also believe that a lot of people don't understand expectations. The expectations aren't set. I think a lot of people don't realize that the grass is green where you water it. And so they're always looking for the next best thing. And ladies, don't hate me. Don't hate me. Don't cancel me. Because I'm really a girl's girl for real. But I think a lot of women don't understand men at all. I think a lot of women have learned about men from women instead of learning about men from men. And so a lot of the stuff that we just would want in a perfect world just does not align with the nature of a man and how they show love, how they operate, how they think. And so it leads us down this delulu path, and we end up, losing out on something because we just didn't even know what it was from jump. So, yeah, I think a lot of people just haven't done the work. A lot of people do want like this fairy tale outcome, but they don't understand kind of what goes into stuff like that. So, it's just a time that we're living in, child. It's a time that we're living in. And these dating shows, I don't know if they helping or hurting. Okay? I don't know. But we gonna watch them regardless. Period.
Right. It is the end of this round.
It is the end of the round.
I know those are pretty good responses.
These are great responses.
Unfortunately, we do have to get rid of one of those guys. We got to eliminate him.
Who you gonna pick, girl? Who you gonna
So
pick?
the person I'm picking this round to eliminate will be contestant number 2.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have you stand on over there. And contestant number 2, let me have
She
you
gonna say
come
why
on.
with this bedazzled?
All right, you can
What? Is it only bedazzled in the front?
stand right over there. Okay, so why do we lean towards eliminating contestant number 2?
I think for me, when it came around to that date question, I kind of feel like it was not really like a lot of effort thought or put into it when it came to what could possibly be done. But that's just me. Like, I'm definitely like a more outgoing girl, I feel like. So I don't know. I just feel like
Just
it
wanted a little
didn't really
more.
resonate that much with your answer
Okay.
today.
All right, and then sorry if you can remind us of your name again.
Andre.
Oh, Andre, you don't got a mic.
No, I got it.
Oh, there you go.
Andre don't got a mic. Arlette's so funny.
Andre, okay. Well, Andre, we do thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, he got out of there quick.
Okay, we are in our final round.
Final round.
Final. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on to our questions. We do have contestant 4 and 5 left, so let's
Okay.
hit them with the first question.
They look like they know each other.
So, what I would like to know is what is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Ooh, okay. Contestant number 4.
Um, I've done a lot of spontaneous things. So, um, for example, I drove myself across the country, changed my life. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, originally from Kenya, but I moved to LA and I drove myself over there to pursue my dreams and my career. But I will say the biggest thing I've done was, I would say, uh, well, I'm gonna give you two. Um, I flew out of the country alone to London, had the best experience of my life. But the biggest thing I wanted to say was I jumped off like one of the buildings in Las Vegas. It's called the Strat Tower. It really boosted my confidence. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I can do anything. Like I'm fearful. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Contestant number 5, let's hear from you.
Contestant number 5, geez. The most spontaneous thing I think I've ever done was kind of the same thing he did. Traveled a little bit. Went to Paris for a week.
I can't stand when somebody use somebody else's answers.
Then took a train to Amsterdam. There for a week. You know, that traveling stuff and going out the country was really just a nice break from everything. But that's probably the most spontaneous thing. I was like, yeah, let me get my passport, start checking off these countries, getting these stamps. Went to Jamaica too, but nothing compared. I was out in Paris for Fashion Week, so I was like, I gotta go. I need to get
Mm.
lit. That's what I did. Yeah.
Okay.
What would you say is the most spontaneous thing you've done?
Oh, wow.
I wasn't expecting this.
I feel like I've done a lot in my life, but kind of piggybacking off of like them is just definitely being able to solo travel as well as like with my best friend. We actually share the same birthday. So we always travel together and I feel like my times with her are just always so grand and I'm so appreciative of the time we have together. So I would say like my times with her is always just so spontaneous. It's just, I love it. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and start off with that second question.
So my second question is like, what's a long-term goal you guys would like to achieve?
Okay, let's start with contestant five.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't like that they all just said traveling was the most spontaneous thing that they did. I wasn't gonna say anything because we're almost done, but I don't like that they all said that. Like traveling, I guess it can be kind of spontaneous, but y'all ain't didn't. I guess maybe some of the other spontaneous stuff they couldn't really say on the show. That could also very well be a fact. I don't know, but my answer, the most spontaneous thing that I've ever done, I swim with dolphins. That was one of the best experiences of my life. Um, on some on some wild stuff, I went skinny dipping at the beach with my friends after we had like this crazy bonfire and we were all just like crazy drunk. So that was really spontaneous and I would probably never ever do that again ever unless never mind. Um, I would say those are my top two that I can share on here. Great. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Contestant number five. Definitely financial freedom. Um, I do not like stress. I mean, I know it's a part of like everyday life, but I know like me personally, I like to, have a good time. So I would love to be. I understand financial freedom is not necessarily like super duper tin, but I would love to just be able to do whatever I want. I just feel like I don't want to stress about bills, yada yada. So I definitely think a long term goal is to get myself good now. So in the long run, I don't really have to worry about stuff like like I said, I just bought my dream car at 24. I'm about to be 25, so I kind of need to know where I plan on heading. So I'm just like, I don't really care about, the fun stuff now. Like I can do that later on if I just know to play on my cards right. So right now it's time to grind and build my legacy. So when I do decide to settle down, have kids and everything, I can do that without, really having to worry about it. So definitely financial freedom for sure.
Okay, contestant number four.
Kelvin?
Um, Honestly, I'm really, really, really interested in building a family because that's just something I didn't grow up with like a lot around me. As far as like intermediate family, I didn't grow up with a lot.
The guy on the end was like, damn, that's a good answer. You could tell his face. Because, yes, that is a good answer. Yes, financial freedom is great. And that is everyone's, like, I think that's everyone's, like, ultimate goal is to just financially be able to do whatever they want. But to be intentional, and he's mentioned wanting to get married, he's mentioned wanting to start a family. Like, those are big.
A lot of that around me, but I have always had like cousins and aunties and uncles and stuff around me. But ultimately, it's just getting to where God wants me to be urgently because
Okay,
life is really, really short. And when you think about it, there really is no time. Like, there's no time at all to do anything. So I just
damn.
want to do everything that I'm supposed to do, everything that I'm meant to do while I'm here. And I want to succeed and strive to that at the fullest of my capabilities, basically.
Okay.
All right, next question.
He trying to get chose.
My final question for this round is how do you like to show your affection to the people you care about?
Okay, contestant number four.
Quality time. Um, Whoever I love is someone that I want to be around. So
I like his
if that's
answers.
you, then I just want to be around you and spoil you, treat you to what
Mm,
you like to do. But that goes vice versa. We do that
mm.
towards each other, which builds a better relationship versus one person just doing something. But honestly, it's quality time. Um, Getting to know my partner, because you can never know someone 100%. There's always something that you're gonna miss or something that you need to know that you didn't know, something you can do better. And I know everyone likes attention, everyone, in general. So showing that girl, that woman attention
Mm.
is very important for me, because I know without that, there's a lot of problems that can,
Yes.
that can hinder your relationship.
How old do you say he was? He don't sound 24. He's 24 talking like this. That's a mature 24. He must have been through some things. He done lived a lot of life because he's talking. He's saying something. I know she's about to pick him. I'm sorry.
And whatever the case may be. And I don't want any problems in my relationship. So it's just quality time, attention, and yeah, just love and care, really.
Okay. All right, let's hear from contestant five.
Hmm.
Um, I think for me, showing my affection, like I said, I was raised a certain way. So it's definitely going to be, I hate to say it, a little bit more on the materialistic side. I'm definitely in tune with my affections and obviously being able to speak. But I know me, like I said, I like nice things. So if you buy me some nice thing, that's my love language. So I'm going to reciprocate that to you, as well as, as well as a verbal and, like, like reassure you side.
Great,
Quality time
great.
for sure. It's just, I like you. I'm gonna buy you a bag or something. But that's only if you my girl. That's only if you my girl though. Like, no, whatever. So, but but definitely I look nice. I want you to look nice. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of
Okay.
it.
Wow, great
But,
answers. They made this tough.
Tough one.
We're down to our last two guys.
Our last two men.
It's elimination time. Which one out of these two contestants, all of the responses really resonated with you? You loved what you heard, whatever it may be. Which one out of these two are we eliminating?
I think for me, it'll be contestant number 5.
Okay.
I think overall,
I told y'all. I told you.
I was kind of leaning towards the other person more,
Mhm.
and just like the attention to detail and just like the intention of what you want going into a relationship and building that bond with the person. So I think the other person,
Intention goes so far. Oh my God, there's so many people out here that just want to lay up for today and just want to keep you around, keep you on ice while they talking to all these other people and just they have no intention on building with you or like moving forward with you. They just want to stay in this lustful area. So to hear him speak how he was speaking and talk about building a family and traveling and um just like his quality time and just yeah, girl, I would have picked him too, child.
answers resonated with me more
Okay.
versus contestant number 5 today.
All right, let me
Both
have
great.
You can go ahead and stand on over there. All right, contestant number 5, come on out.
look,
All right, so you stand there. Okay, if you want to remind us of your name again.
hi, my name is Kai.
Hi, okay.
He's
So you
cute.
did end up eliminating him. Was there anything specific he said that you were like, oh,
Her eye contact is impeccable. Everybody that comes out there, she she oh, I love making eye contact with somebody. Like you gonna look right here. We gonna it's so sexy. Like it gives confidence of like, no, I'm saying what I'm saying and I'm looking at you while I do it.
you know what? I'm definitely going to steer more towards contestant number 4.
I think it was kind of your last comment on my final answer in terms of the materialistic. I love gifts. I love giving gifts to my friends and my family. It's also another love language of mine, but I think like that bond is much more important to me than,
A bag.
the other stuff.
No, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said I'll.
A bond over a bag. But both.
Like, I was raised a certain way, so like I understand my
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little different, but
Okay.
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Nice meeting you as well.
Okay. Stay right over
Okay.
there, girl. Okay. So you did end up picking contestant number four.
I did.
So let's go ahead and bring out your match. Come on out.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'll have you just stand
Sherelle.
over here.
Sherelle.
Tavia.
Tavia,
Tavia.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know you said a lot of his responses like really resonated with you.
Mhm.
What really like sealed the deal for you?
I just think like how I don't know, I the way you articulated things, like that's just kind of how even I would respond to some of like my answers I asked today. And also your view on like mental health and everything, like that's so important to me. I'm a big advocacy for therapy.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that's just my final, you know,
Okay.
I was just like, okay, like I think I'm leaning more towards this way. And I think like just as we went on, that's just kind of sealed the deal for me.
All right. So now you see your day. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, sir?
Mr. Moneyman. I'm just playing. No, but she's a beautiful young lady.
Yeah.
Um, I loved your responses too when she did ask you, some questions.
Mhm.
Um, I really like your vibe and everything like that. You have a beautiful smile as well.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, so
Yeah,
Okay.
we're real happy.
All right. Well, I can't wait to
Okay.
hear about this follow up.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope we get lots of dates and we hear good stuff.
yes,
I'm
yes.
really, really happy for you too.
Can we go
Thank you.
skydiving?
Oh.
Just playing.
Perhaps.
No.
All right. You guys
Yeah.
keep going on.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this episode of Blind Date Love. If you'd like to be featured in any of our upcoming episodes, the submission form will be linked in the description box below. Make sure you go ahead and fill that out to be considered. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we will catch you all next time.
Okay. Final thoughts. This was cute. It definitely is giving Love is Blind energy. If I had to pick this or Pop the Balloon, I'm kind of leaning towards Pop the Balloon. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I like the vibe. I do like it. I like that they actually got to like know each other and didn't make that initial like, oh, I'm popping off of an outfit or I'm popping off of hair or nails or toes or whatever. So I like that aspect, but I do think it was just a little less exciting than Pop the Balloon. Either way, I enjoyed it. I'll probably give it another shot. Let me know in the comments if you guys prefer this or Pop the Balloon. And yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.